Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
You kind of shocked me. I don't think I was ready.
That was it? You weren't ready?
I think I was licking my teeth. And I'm Dan, by the way.
I always have to wait for you to do, like, you're like...
I like fidgeting. Yeah. I was like,
And I'm like, when do I start this?
wiggling my chair.
Me?
Yeah.
I forgot what popcorn tasted like. I'm Declan.
That's it.
How good is it, though?
It is so good.
Until you're sitting next to someone like Reece and they're picking their teeth halfway through the movie.
Oh, well, that is what it is, isn't it? I mean, you think about it.
And then I started picking my tooth.
Yeah, well, I mean, popcorn gets in your teeth, man.
It's good.
It's how it is.
Right.
This week we're reviewing Godzilla versus Kong. The first movie we've been to the cinemas for since probably fucking Tenet.
Since Tenet.
Yeah.
In July,
A
August.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably this is more the movie that we needed a reintroduction to the cinema with.
Oh, how
that
good
didn't
was
fuck
it?
with your brain.
100%.
I'm not saying it was an amazing movie, but it was just
The
easy to
sound.
watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
Super
like, oh.
easy.
We get in there and Reece goes, I'm at church.
Yeah, this is my chapel. The sermon's starting now, you know? Just a spoiler warning, we will spoil the film. So go out, watch Godzilla vs. Kong, go and watch it at the cinemas, go rent it on HBO Max if you're in the States, whatever you're going to do, and then come back and we'll break it down for you. A little bit of info on the film. The film is directed by Adam Wingard, who also made You're Next, The Guest,
Yes.
and the Blair Witch Project reboot and Death Note for Netflix. He's got like a half here. I feel like You're Next and The Guest are fantastic, but the other two are kind of
Yeah.
for myself anyway.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of them.
The Guest is good. You'd probably like The Guest. It's worth the watch. It's not as like horror based. It's more
Yeah. Right.
yeah. Anyway, story is by Terry Rossio, Michael Dougherty, and Zach Shields, and screenplay by Eric Pearson and Max Borenstein.
Is Terry Rossio the guy that did Batman vs Superman?
I don't know if it was Batman vs Superman. I think he did.
Justice League. Zack Snyder Justice. And
No, maybe.
The name rings a bell. You keep chatting, I'll check.
I'd have to. Yeah, you check. But I'll tell you this: all these guys are absolutely massive writers. Some of them did Thor Ragnarok all the way to the Pirates films. He did the Pirates films. Terry Rossio.
Okay. Maybe that's what we...
Shrek to the X-Men movies, even the Black Widow coming out, as well as Aladdin.
Yeah.
So we're going back as well. They've got quite a name for them. Music by Junkie XL, Tom Holkenberg, Justice League.
Yeah.
And cinematography by Ben Saracen, who also shot World War Z, The Mummy, like the new Mummy, and also a few Michael Bay films.
Wow.
Remember when we were talking about that in the cinema? We're like, Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Transformers Revenge of the Fallen and Pain and Glory. Pain and Gain.
That's your favourite Marky Mark movie, isn't it?
Well, no. I said like,
You like
it's the
Marky
most
Mark,
like
isn't it?
ridiculous
Yeah.
Marky
I
Mark
hated that
movie.
movie so much.
It's not good. It's horrible. It's not a good movie at all.
So, yeah,
But
that-
it's just
Oh, I was going to say that Terry
Michael
guy.
Berg is so jacked in it.
Yeah, the last sort of popular one did was The Last Pirates.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he
okay.
did
and
the
Lone
originals.
Ranger.
Maybe
the
that's where I
originals.
saw his name
Yeah.
when we
Yeah,
were
same.
last stuff we're doing. Yeah.
Terry Ross has been around for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been,
But yeah, he's a veteran.
yeah. But let's just jump into initial thoughts. Dan, I'm going to go first with you.
I thought about this long and hard over the weekend. You know, we watched Mad Max and we came out of the movie going, holy shit, that was hectic. I got those sort of vibes. Not fully, but I got those vibes. Just the sound and the spectacle of seeing those two beasts just bang it out.
Yeah.
And I also dig the because Kong is like, you know, sort of human. You can see the facial muscles going there.
Yeah.
So you sort of see how he feels and stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, look, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
For what it is. And yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of the comedy and the Chronicles character. I don't know. I still don't connect with that dude.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, it was good. It was
guy?
good fun. What's his name?
What's Chronicles?
The Christmas Chronicles. What's his name?
Oh.
The Kiwi dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
right.
Julian Dennison.
Yeah.
Josh Valentine.
Yeah.
Have you seen Hunt for the Wilder People?
No.
You should watch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
check it out.
Everyone keeps telling me to watch that as well.
Yeah. Is he a comedian in it or not?
He plays a kid, man.
Just a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've gone
Waititi.
from that movie and they've just
okay, that'd be
typecast him in that. They're trying to make that character in their movies.
Pretty much everything.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 even.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's yeah, it has its flaws, but yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'll say this before I go into you, Declan. I also forget my thought. The reason why Kong is so emotive is because Godzilla actually can't be emotive. They're not allowed to make him emotive. They don't have the rights to
Right.
make him emotive.
Okay. Yeah.
They're given rules for Godzilla.
Yeah.
So that's why, we could have had Godzilla be like, hey man, like give some eyebrows or something. But
Yeah, well, that's
you
why
can't do it.
that's why the two Godzilla movies have fallen kind of flat as well, really, isn't it?
Yeah. There's nothing there.
There's no heart.
With like, yeah.
Yeah.
Declan, on to you, man.
Yeah, I thought this movie was pretty decent. I think it has flaws and it knows what its flaws are too, because they made some decisions that both help and hinder it at the same time. I think when the two monsters are duking it out, it's definitely at its strongest, right? Like that, even that first battle on the boat, I was like,
it's insane.
that first punch when Kong punches Godzilla in the face, like
Yeah.
I went to see my girlfriend, even she was like, holy shit, like it was. They lived up to that aspect of it, which is really all they have to do, and anything else I sort of criticise it about is sort of like null and void. But when I say it help and hinder, it moved really quickly. Like this movie flew, which I appreciated, but also at the same time, it never felt like it had room to breathe. Like I you get to these movies and you're like, yeah, I'm coming to see these two things fight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, holy shit, they're already fighting. This is crazy. Like,
we're 20 minutes in.
I was like, I feel like I haven't even seen Godzilla in this movie yet, and they're already fucking fighting each other. I'm like, oh fuck, man, this is hectic. Like, and there was just like, I liked the brisk pace, but at the same time, I was like, I would have liked a little bit of breath, but
But where do you put it? Where do you give that breath?
That's a small argument, and my other problem with it would be is that literally it is the exact same plot as Batman vs Superman. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
trying to think
much.
of Batman vs Superman.
They're fighting each other, and at the end they team up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But everything
Heaps
about
of
it is
shows
very
like
similar.
that
I know
too.
they're like that, but it's just like
Yeah.
It's
kinda like,
it's a formula that works.
I
But
feel like I even went in. When I
You
knew,
guessed it.
when I knew Mecha Godzilla was going to be in it,
yeah.
that's all I needed to know to be like,
Yeah.
oh no, they're going to team up. at the end.
I knew that as well, and I even knew when we saw that Godzilla's breath powers up that axe, I could exactly see where it was going to go from there, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's a bit because I've had movie magic spoiled for me. But
Yes.
like
Yeah,
my girlfriend,
exactly.
when she came out, she was like, "Oh, that was really cool how they teamed up. Like, and he helped him with his breath." And I was like, "Oh, see, it does. Like, it is just me. I'm just a cynical prick that's like, I've just seen
Just a
I've
cynical
just studied screenwriting, and it kills it for you. You know what I mean? Not that I didn't like it. I still was like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty cool." Like, I still enjoyed it. And like I said, just seeing them duke it out, that was cool.
it's a good direction that they're going since Skull Island.
Skull Island is the best movie of that series still for me. So I really liked Skull Island. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I like
the way it
this one.
started and the cinematography.
This one was good too, but
Yeah.
Skull Island was clever.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. This was what I was expecting it to be. This was like, in my head, I was like, the best version of this movie would be what we've just watched. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whether
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Skull Island, I was like, I went to see it with you, and I was like, I remember you being like, no, and I was like, oh, fuck this, man. Like, they're building up to a Godzilla. And I was like, whoa, this movie's actually like pretty well made.
Yeah,
Like,
it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, they've stepped it up a notch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two Godzilla movies have been flat for me, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched.
The only thing it's a Gareth Evans. Gareth Evans. The only thing I like about those movies is the cinematography.
He didn't do the second one, though, I don't
Did the
believe.
first one.
First one, yeah.
The second one was, I don't know.
Yeah,
The first one had moments, but it was like, again, and this
like
movie
Monster.
suffers from the same problem. The humans are boring as fuck.
Oh my God.
And I guess that's why they're only in for like 20
Michael
minutes of
Dougherty.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
writer
but
of the
like,
other one.
yeah. It needed.
the character of the deaf girl was cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's
little-
the
Yeah,
strongest
that's
character.
the heart of the film,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her and
that's what I
Kong.
was going to say before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was good. It was really touching. It's nice.
Yeah. She reminded me a little bit of like the little girl with the red shoe in Pacific Rim. You know how there's like that
Yeah,
moment?
yeah.
All the Schindler's List, Red Girl.
Not
red-
really. Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
But-
you know what I mean? It's like you feel for because it's a little girl and it's just he's making you going, oh fuck. Keep an eye on this one, and then you just see it later.
Well, yeah, it's
dead.
just the concept of like losing her
having
family.
Yeah.
But the definitely like, my thoughts on it man, I had a ball.
Yeah, it was
You know,
fun.
I was in the cinema. My jaw was nearly on the floor.
Yeah, I saw his
most of the
face.
time.
I like
and I
watching
left
him when he watched
because I swear to God, the older I get, the more emotional I get with films. So if it's like my senses are heightened with shit. If something's gonna make you cry, I'm gonna probably bawl. And then if something's saying this is like supposed to be epic,
Yeah.
I'm probably clawing the goddamn seat. So
There's
music,
That's a good topic to go into as well. Like, this is a movie you should watch on the big screen.
But like with what I just thought is going into it, I had very little expectations.
You stared at me before.
No, it's just because I literally had thoughts where I was like, oh, this would look better on my TV.
Really?
Oh, really? Oh, but you saw it in
Good.
barrel there. Is it a good cinema?
Still a good cinema.
Oh,
Well,
the
but
sound.
see,
was
that's
in-
yeah.
The sound
this
was
is
good.
like one
The
of those
sound was good
things-
where I was too.
Yeah.
Like the sound is its best part. But like I think that cinema screens aren't up to the standard of like
Oh,
some of
OLED.
the 4K and OLED
But just
stuff
watching
now,
that
which
look
is like.
with an audio for, people around you,
Yeah.
the popcorn, the smell, the atmosphere, you know what I mean?
No, I
It's-
get
yeah,
that, but
yeah.
I think that cinemas need to step up their game with their screens. I do.
Probably, I can see that. But all around, that was a big portion of it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You know, going in there and being able to enjoy a cinema experience again is just wow.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like I've been away for so long
fun.
that coming back was like, home. So doing that and enjoying that whole aspect of it. But just, you know what? There was moments in this that I genuinely think like, yeah, sure. I really don't like sections of the humans. Actually, most of the Millie Bobby, not that she's a bad actress or anyone else is bad in it, but her whole arc with this conspiracy guy
Waste of time.
just felt boring.
Didn't need any
Like
of that.
it just and actually, I can see myself futuristically getting the DVD or the Blu-ray, the Blu-ray or the 4K, skipping through it and skipping through those moments and then going straight to the fucking battles, or straight to them going to Hollow Earth.
Yeah, I also hated that they hacked into Mechagodzilla at the end to help Kong. I really wish Kong could have just done that by
Yeah,
himself.
just by himself
With the axe would have been cool. But
even I did like certain aspects, like for example, King Ghidorah being like what is inside of Mechagodzilla's brain.
yeah, they did a
That
pretty
was
good.
cool.
They did a good job of tying all the movies in.
nicely, but
Yeah.
not going overboard with
No,
it, you know, because you can really be like, you could really mess that up, and I think that this movie has just a bucket load of flaws to me. Don't like the humans. How the hell did we come this far with technology in like the span of under 10 years?
It's very sci-fi. This
Yeah.
movie. Yeah,
And I got confused with Millie Bobby Brown's dad. What's his name? We talked about him in the last episode.
Kyle
Chandler.
Chandler.
Kyle Chandler. I swear I thought he was in the US.
Completely underused.
And
Even
then he was in Hong Kong. just
Lance
like that.
Reddick.
he flew over.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Lance Reddick is in it.
Yeah,
But he just goes, arm the bots or something, and then that's it.
Yeah.
He's gone. It's completely misused characters or too many. But at the end of the day, I'll say this: this movie, it's the epitome of a cinema film. It's just everything is balls to the wall, and the lack of fucking human life, care for human life in this,
yeah.
is just crazy.
But how good was it?
I wanted that in it.
So what?
Kong's jumping on ships. I'm like, half the fucking ship's dead.
Yeah.
Like half
Oh.
people in that boat is dead.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everyone around him's like, oh well, we just got to get this shit done.
Yeah, no one really grieves in this movie.
No one.
Don't
no
have time
time
to.
to.
It just moves quickly.
It's nothing. So I mean, I'm gonna definitely
It's a
say this.
spectacle movie.
Yeah,
It's
and
not a... Yeah.
It gave me exactly what I wanted and more
Yep.
because I went into it with very little expectations and came out going, I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I probably would watch it again, but I also think that the whole Hollow Earth plot was fucking convoluted and didn't need to be in there. That was crazy.
But it was fun.
Was the Hollow Earth part fun? I don't know if it was fun.
I like those flying creatures and...
Yeah.
The way that chick
Why couldn't they
died
have just done that on Skull Island, though?
True.
They probably could have gone underground in Skull Island or something. And
But didn't he have to leave? I can't remember. It would have been cool to see, what's his name? Back in there, that he died in the first one. Fluffy Head. What's his name? Will Ferrell's
Oh, yeah.
offside all the time.
Yeah.
It would have been old
John
man.
C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Would have been like an old man.
Yeah.
It was in the
Even
70s.
they really didn't bring back Tom Hiddleston or Brie Larson.
No,
either.
yeah, they were great too.
Yeah.
They all would have
But
been.
that was in the 70s. They would have been a lot
old.
older.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to just some general thoughts or a rundown of the film. I kind of just going through it and looking at each area and what we thought was really cool or what we thought gave some substance. The opening credits for these films are great because they're always like this weird declassified, the government docs. Kind of reminds me of the opening of a Call of Duty game all the time.
Pretty much.
But I like how they mix in news footage with that and then with like ancient relic findings all over the walls. So I thought, keeping in that theme, they've done it with all 4 movies now, which I really like. The large dome, like obviously we open with Kong and then there's the big dome around Kong's base. This is yet again, like I know we got to suspend the disbelief, suspend our belief, and go like, well, this is the world we're in now. But fuck, man. I mean, it's been like, 5-6 years? They must have had like half the population of planet Earth building that thing because that's around a whole island.
Well,
massive.
you don't like that was one thing that because they've kind of glossed over the whole since Skull Island. Like when did that dome? Like why did that need? I don't know. That was
They would have had
They
to
never really
start
explained
in,
that.
like, the 70s.
Yeah,
And take
that's what I
30
mean. Like
years
they've that was confusing to me. Like why he had to be. Were they protecting him from Godzilla? Was that the whole point?
I think they were both they were containing him as well.
Yeah, because that's what she said. If as soon as he gets released, they'll just fight each other.
Yeah.
Because they had what was around it. It was something was around it that is, I don't know. Obviously, it must
metal or
stop
something.
radiation, sensing of radiation or something. Because or else Godzilla would have been there already.
Yeah.
He just blasted through that with his atomic breath with ease. If he's throwing axes and
How
shit,
good was he straight away? Just
strips the tree.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Insane.
Cool. Godzilla. It's weird.
That was, actually, it was funny. One of those parts, and he was having a shower, and it was like he was just
Yeah,
in
it's
his
a
own
nice
little
little
paradise.
opening.
Yeah.
And the ending kind of had the same type of thing. It was a nice little ending, whereas... Because really, at the end of the day, we're not even allowed to enjoy Godzilla in a human way. He's supposed to be an ethereal being in a weird way, like something that comes, restores balance, leaves. And the only thing that we have that we can do that with is the little girl and Kong. So, I mean, without them, we really wouldn't care about anything. Not even Kong,
Yeah.
I feel.
Which
is what I was saying. God,
Just thinking, if we're talking real life terms here, real world terms, if you lived in Hong Kong,
Hong Kong ain't coming back.
no, I'm just saying,
No.
if you lived there, or if you lived in any major city, would you live there knowing that Godzilla is still around?
No, and I don't know why
Or
they're
any
building cities
nuclear reactor or
upwards
anything.
still.
Yeah.
No, but wasn't it? You tax. You can attack. It can happen in any city. It's not just Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'll just live in remote somewhere else, man. Because he knows if he comes in, you can
Probably,
just get
yeah.
stomped on.
Yeah,
That
it
would
would
be-
be a bizarre world existence.
Yeah, why would you live in a city for? That's just suicide.
I don't understand why they're building up. Why won't you be
Built underneath.
going down?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the idea though is that really until they started building Mechagodzilla, Godzilla hadn't been bothering anyone. He'd been sort of chilling on his own, and
3.5 years. They said,
Kong
or
had been
something?
on his own and wasn't. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess he's not really that big of a. We're just only seeing when he's a problem. We don't see the everyday life.
Yeah.
You know what? Where Godzilla
It's
exists,
true,
where he's
yeah.
just not there ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
But we need the big buildings to make the spectacle for the fight.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Those
We
gifts
keep
won't work.
forgetting. Yeah, we keep forgetting that. This is a movie.
Do you know what major thought I kept having though, Reece, during that final battle was once again, it's time for the Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yep.
It's time.
I keep thinking it as well, man. Even there was
His
another
atomic
movie.
breath looks like a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
It's time to happen. It needs to happen.
I reckon they'll probably wait to see how this Mortal Kombat movie goes.
Well, that's even showing that has that ability, man.
He's gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it.
I'll watch it, but it's Mortal Kombat's not Dragon Ball Z, let's be real.
I mean, it's got some little things from it.
It's Dragon Ball.
I reckon the Mortal Kombat movie's gonna be pretty shit though.
Probably is, but I mean, I'll support it because it's.
Yeah,
But
like
Mortal
Aussie.
Kombat doesn't even have a plot to base it on. It's just fighting games.
Stupid story.
Oh, it's got a pretty big backstory lore.
It does, but not the same as like Dragon Ball Z has a tangible. Cut out all the filler.
You'd have like at least
It's
2
basically.
hours.
I mean, Dragon Ball
season.
Z is basically Superman. Like Goku is like basically the same story
he's like
as
a
Superman.
god. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I'd love to know this, like a quick. If there's a video on YouTube for 5 minutes of what that Dragon Ball Z is.
Goku is like
There's heaps of videos.
if you were to
Yeah,
break
send me
down
links.
simply what Goku is, he's pretty much like Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the character. But
Right.
the thing is, imagine Monkey Magic is like literally a god.
Yeah.
That's it. Because it's the same character.
He's Superman.
As
He's an
a-
alien from another planet.
Yeah.
Crash lands. He gets adopted.
That as
trained
well.
in martial arts. and
Monkey mixed with Superman.
Then we learn it's Man of Steel, the whole plot with Zod and all that.
Yeah.
That's basically what the first Dragon Ball Z movie would be.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I didn't think of it that
like the
way.
other
And they
people
come and
from his
try to-
planet come to try and take over the planet.
And he
It's
saves-
exactly what it would be.
Okay, so he's a goodie.
Goku's a
Yeah,
goodie.
yeah, like
Okay.
and like always a goodie, pretty much.
So and the other
He doesn't ever
fighters
become
in
Martian,
Dragon Ball Z, are they all like
Yeah,
gods as
but
well?
basically it becomes him, his son, and Vegeta are the only three that are like useful.
Yeah, everyone
Against
else
all the
does
future
this.
enemies.
They stall.
Yeah.
Everyone else is trying to stall.
It's all stalling until Goku
comes.
and literally every single time Vegeta gets the upper hand over the villain, but then gets too arrogant and loses every single
pretty
time.
much. Yeah. Yeah. He just becomes his ego comes
so
into check.
who's the villain?
There's heaps
There's
of different
heaps,
villains.
yeah.
Okay.
Frieza's the most famous and
Yeah.
well known.
But are they from other planets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And what are they coming to take Earth for?
No, so Frieza is just like Frieza's like
Frieza's
Thanos. Frieza's like Thanos, just taking over planets for his own
But
personal.
he's trying to find the Dragon Balls as well.
Yes,
What's
Yeah.
a Dragon Ball?
just the thing that grants
They're-
you a wish.
yeah,
whatever.
grants you
Mother
wishes.
boxes.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's time for the Dragon Ball movie, man.
Yeah. Because it's
done.
like Dragon Balls, they're like
They're like Infinity
go-
Stones.
Yeah. They go out, he grabs, all the Dragon Balls, comes back, and a Shenron the dragon comes out and it grants 3 wishes, which is a whole bunch of other dragons, aren't there? Because there's
Yeah.
different Dragon Balls
Yeah.
around the universe.
Yeah.
Imagine if Rodriguez did it. I reckon.
Rodrigo, nah.
No,
Why not?
Yeah. Nah. He's not the one for it.
I'd want like
I love Rodriguez. I would put him in a lot of different
someone like
things,
the
but-
dude that did this movie, or like the guy that did Black Panther movie.
Ryan
To handle
Coogler.
like Ryan Coogler, just the way they handle that real mythical stuff, but give you that edge of realism to it.
Yeah.
That to me is someone that should take it on.
Yeah, I could see that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Moving.
Back to
No,
the
it's one of those things where like, yeah, you're right. I can see it now. Like
Yeah.
it should. We've hit the point.
Yeah, it's time.
You mix Marvel with Godzilla's atomic breath, and then you got yourself.
It's time. It's time.
It's time.
Get on it. Yeah. So what I was getting at before is Godzilla is never used as like something to be emotive with. He's always used as a spiritual, sensing danger, restoring the balance being.
Well, he's the king of all monsters, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Moving on. Skarsgård. We all know that Skarsgård, well, nearly every one of the human beings in this, bar the little girl, is completely underused. Like,
Yeah.
you just like, especially the scene where Skarsgård's down underground with like,
Doesn't do anything, does he?
with what's his name, the CEO of the company having their first conversation.
Yeah.
And it's the most dense, like, what is it called when they're telling exactly the plot?
Exposition.
Yeah, exposition I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point where he's like, my brother went down and he was crushed. I'm like, fucking show it.
Yeah.
Show the brother going
That's
down.
why
Like-
why the Hollow Earth thing kind of frustrated me, was because it's literally just chucked in this movie. Like it's not built up to in any way in other movies. Like I just was like, why did they do this now? Like you didn't need it. I don't think it needed it.
Yeah, and
It was nice to see Kong find a home at the end and stuff, but like I just feel like there was been another way that you could have shown that maybe.
well, there could have been, like, instead of it being this big epic, like, we must destroy, make sure planet Earth isn't destroyed by Godzilla.
Yeah.
They could have had this thing where it was Kong is feeling lonely. Why can't we help him?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the drive of the film. And he gets to, maybe underground. They go underground in Skull Island. They find the axe, and that's when Godzilla senses him.
Yeah.
And they get their battle. We could have had those moments, like, more so like that, or I don't know. I could have seen other ways to go around it other than, having to go all the way across the fucking ocean. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to see another Kong in there.
like actually some of his home people.
I think I thought about that while I was watching it, but then I was like, that would completely destroy what Kong is, I think.
Like the last survivor.
You could probably do it later.
Yeah, they could do it later now that they've
had that.
duked it out and they've got peace between each other. You can totally do it. But I just thought for the purpose of this movie, that's why I thought it was risky. I was like, you're really throwing everything in this movie. You're not leaving much for future installments.
I mean, they could now they have like the Hollow Earth area they can go to. There's a lot of like Journey to the Center of the Earth stories they could tell.
There's
I like those movies.
But back to Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Is he good? I haven't seen him be good in anything.
He's good in
I
True
was
Blood.
waiting for you to say that. Eh?
He's not like a leading man, is he?
No.
Really? He's like that Tarzan movie was a stinker, man.
I'm not really a fan of him, eh?
I just
he's
don't
very
think he doesn't
cardboard
have.
to me.
He doesn't have that edge.
No range.
Good looking man though. Tell you that.
He's heaps handsome. Like he's crazy handsome, but like he's no like Gosling or Clooney or anything like that, is he? You know what I mean? Like
He doesn't have the charisma.
no.
But I mean, at the end, he does the job for most of these movies that they put him in. For True Blood, he's Eric the Vampire. That's it.
Yeah, I haven't seen
that's
True
the
Blood,
perfect.
no. Yeah, I
that's
can't
like the
watch it.
perfect role for him because be stoic. That's it. That's the job. But this movie, it feels weird because you don't really. I don't believe him being this scientist that knows all about that type of stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't believe
he's
any
too-
of these people
he's
being
too
the people,
pretty.
except for Rebecca Hall, because she always plays a scientist. But the chick that was the boss's daughter, she seems so out of place. I was like,
It's like she should have been on Entourage.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like-
Yeah.
and also how nonchalant they were about like going to Hollow Earth. Like Hollow Earth is this big thing that no one even knows if it exists or not. And then all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, this is how we get there. And they're full 100% like, yeah, we're going there. Oh, you're going to throw up. And everyone's, and I'm like, wait,
And nobody threw
we
up.
know it exists now. We didn't know it existed 20 minutes ago. What's going on?
Oh, by the way, throw a child in the back and bring her along with you.
I get they wanted to move the plot forward, but I was like, you guys were literally 20 minutes ago, this thing was
Like,
a
we don't
myth.
know.
And now you're all 100% like, we're going.
There was 3 pods, wasn't there?
Yeah.
When there's ever, this is typical movie making, right?
Yeah.
When there's ever a main cast in one ship, another cast in another ship, and there's no names in another one, you know that ship's going
It's
to go
gone.
down.
Yeah. Red shirts.
Yeah.
That's
As soon as it goes, like, there we go.
Star Trek, it's the red shirts.
Oh,
where
right.
anyone wearing a red shirt in Star Trek dies because they're the background people running around.
Oh, it's funny. It's so funny.
I think there's a reference in one of the new Star Trek movies too, where one of them's like, oh man, why am I wearing this stupid red shirt or something like that?
Because you're going to die. So save money on blood.
That's
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
what it was.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, you're right. Every time they do bring in, like, it's even when they bring the ships. Every time they do it, it's just gonna.
It's
Those
like
other
in-
ships are gone, man.
Yeah.
There's no.
It's like in
They're for cool explosions.
It's like in the horror movies. You always know the character just doesn't say anything.
It's
like,
that.
they're dying
It's
first.
that when you don't know anyone, or someone that you've known a little bit through the movie says says goodbye to their family before going on the mission. They are gone.
See you later. We're talking. This is like the Scream rules.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the
rules of
rules
horror.
of horror.
Yeah.
Don't have sex. Don't do drugs. Don't be that guy in the background. We get a lot of Apex cybernetics, which makes me think to myself, man, this is like something that I could feel would actually is close to something that could actually happen on Earth. There's obviously companies out there doing shady ass shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Way underground. Not at this level.
No.
The ability to build a fucking Mechagodzilla.
I did-
Everyone no, it's not there.
When I was looking at Mechagodzilla, I was having a bit of like Jurassic World 2 moment, but where I was like, this is build a better. This is a crazy weapon to build. Surely you could just build a missile that would kill
laser.
Godzilla in one hit. Like if you're that worried about him,
Yeah, that'll make more sense.
We've got,
We've
got this. You don't need the whole Godzilla.
No, that's
you
the thing.
just need the fucking laser.
yeah, just
that he has.
use the laser and like the
it.
kinetic, like you could have made rockets that were like the punches.
Propelled,
They said, and it was just like I was like, why would you build this?
But they built-
why would you do
Is
it?
that because of the Godzilla lore? Is it comics or
No, it's
either top TV
Mechagodzilla.
shows?
Mechagodzilla
he's
in the original movie was from an alien planet, landed on Earth.
Oh, so that would have been much more believable. That would have been sick.
Would it though?
It wouldn't have been more believable, but it kind of would have been a bit cool just if something crash lands and...
I mean, if you're going to go ham with it, I guess
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. If you're
that'd
going to
be
go
cool,
ham,
man.
just fucking throw it down
Man, you're watching
from
two,
another place.
You're watching two unbelievable, gigantic monsters.
Yeah.
One's
Duke it out.
Yeah,
Another
it's
city.
not gonna make a
Level
difference.
fucking Hong
But
Kong.
also, for me, I could push that aside, the whole thing of how stupid it would be to actually build a giant robot for a weapon.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. It's just a bit of, it's the guy. I could sort of see someone being so egotistical they might try and attempt
How's
that or
the
whatever.
villain?
That's what pissed me off more.
that's the worst.
He was the most moustache twirling generic, and he's got the scotch.
all the time.
Why do they always give him scotch?
You know what? He could play a villain in like Uncharted series or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him.
But that would be fun because Uncharted would have
Yeah,
like fun
'cause
things happening in it. This
That's all
here
I can
has
see.
fun things happening in it, but you super don't care.
Yeah, you
about
could
it.
just
All I want to
see-
see is the monsters is battling.
I could see that,
Yeah.
dude. I could totally see that. You're right. I could see him appearing every time. Every time Nathan Drake just makes it out by the skin of his teeth out of a temple, being like, thanks for collecting this for me, Nathan.
Yeah, he's got a gun up to him.
Suits it perfectly.
Thank you, Nathan.
You've just mowed down 1,000 of my best men on your way through.
I will buy more.
Have, with his scotch.
Yeah, he's got the scotch still.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, yeah.
Crystal glass and everything, man. The perfect round ice cube in the center of it.
He was very generic.
Yeah.
Super generic. Yeah, also, in regards to Mechagodzilla, I know we've got to move on. But
No, you're right.
in regards to Mechagodzilla, the fact that they gave him, bro, the most amount of fucking weapons you could give something.
Yeah.
He had, like, jets on his back.
Yeah.
He had a tail that spun and
Do you know
cut
what?
shit.
Do you know what
Yeah. What
he
is
fully
going on?
reminded me of, when people play like RPGs or like online RPGs and stuff like that. It's all about your DPS, and
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
stuff that you think is useless to like a layman gamer when we're playing like shooting little bullets. That like people who are heaps into like damage per second are just all about
Yeah, but
always
do it.
be doing it as they're running and moving, and then. And that's all I could think of was like, well, they've really optimized this guy's DPS because shooting those little missiles
Missiles
at Godzilla
everywhere.
as he runs in, and I was like, wow, this is heaps safety.
But how cool was it?
It was
was.
cool.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God,
saying
are
it
you
wasn't
kidding
cool.
me?
I'm just saying that I feel like that's what it was kind of based off.
When,
of.
when Mechagodzilla opens with him coming out and the jets flying, he just punches Godzilla in the face. You're just like, this fucking rips. I'm ready.
I'm going to talk about the fights, more the choreography and the cinematography when we get later.
Yeah, well,
Because the way they were shot was so damn good.
well, we're going into now the first fight with Godzilla on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
I think it might have been my favorite one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so
It
as
was,
well.
it was really clever.
because later on it gets like really cool, interesting, special things happen. But this one here is just Godzilla
Yeah.
and King Kong.
And it was
bouncing.
also probably the most tense because like Kong's totally on Godzilla's turf in this one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he can't breathe in the water,
yeah.
Yeah.
It made it like that gave an extra edge.
Yeah, he can't get in the water. If he gets in the water, he's back.
Well, you saw it. He got fucking.
Yeah.
He was getting
Ripped.
drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, should we do it now?
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Sack it or brisket?
Here we go. You ready
And
for it?
right in the center of the general thoughts.
Let's
We've never
put,
done this.
let's put on the what's that guy's voice? The sex music. What's his name? Nah,
Barry White.
Barry Manilow.
Barry White.
Or Barry White.
Yeah. There you
Barry
go.
White or
Yeah.
Barry Manilow as well. I don't know.
Anyway,
He's Barry
we've got
White.
the sax playing as well. There you go. Get that voice going.
Sack it or brisket, Dan's cinematography corner. A little context for new listeners: sack it or brisket came from Dan's love of beef briskets. Check out the Enola Holmes episode, and the unique term to sack that if he doesn't like something. So is he going to sack this flick's cinematography? Make himself a beef brisket. Every morsel of its visuals. Ooh.
That one made me really uncomfortable.
It's not,
I'm glad we got there. Continue.
Oh, okay.
Go, Dan.
Here we go.
It was close to the eyes that didn't make it. Like,
You know what-
you know.
You know how you said during the movie, you said, "Oh, this is like Bay,"
Yeah.
but then I thought,
I bet it wouldn't be this creative.
nah.
With the
But-
shots.
You wouldn't be
I
able
think
to
I
follow
apply-
the fights. You can't
That's
follow
right.
it.
Yeah, that's what I said. This movie is tricked up like galore, man, and it's the way. I think it was about 5 years ago they made the gimbal where the camera can twist around on it. And that.
Oh yeah, James Wan's gimbal.
Yeah, similar to that.
Used it in
Yeah.
Upgrade originally, and then from there moved on to things like Aquaman with it.
Yeah.
and Fast and the Furious because he did one of the Fast and Furious.
And this is to keep sort of track of things rather than a cut. I loved how they twisted it and they flipped. So you're actually following the action and you know exactly where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine if they shot The Raid or those movies with one of these cameras?
I could see that. A lot of this was
So good.
the
I think
camera work was
also,
CG.
Yeah, but it also takes someone with the vision
Yes.
to think
Yeah.
it through tangibly.
And
It's
not make
all
it
it's
a
all
mess.
good to have all the technology, but
Yeah.
you still need that person to go have the geography in their head of how
Yeah.
everything's working.
But when I was watching it, I'm going, fuck, this just flows so well. It's like when one shot, the one shots were a big thing.
Yeah.
We watched that movie with Chris Pine, and the opening shot, doing like a night battle or something.
Outlaw
It's-
King?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
And I
that
thought,
was so unnecessary.
yeah, and it just took you away. So what are they doing here, man?
Yeah.
But all this, it was so seamless. You knew where everything is, and we knew how bad it can be from watching Transformers 1, where you just don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, so I thought that was really...
No,
that's
Transformers 1 was way more... You could
Transformers
understand
1
what was going on. Transformers 2...
Transformers 1 is by far and away. It's by far and away the best,
Best of
Transformers.
Yeah,
them.
but
Yeah.
still
by
that was
far,
real
and it's
hard
not
to
still not
follow.
great, but
yeah.
yeah.
The opening of Bumblebee is better. If you ever watch it.
Isn't the Bumblebee movie really good?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I'd pay special attention to that. Yeah, look, I reckon the lighting in this movie was really, really nice.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. It's
I think
got
it
those
helps-
greens.
Yeah, it has that, but you got those, the sunsets and just the whole environment. I reckon it's really, really good.
No, it's a pretty movie.
Yeah. So I'm giving this one a brisket, just brisket.
Yeah. There's two shots in this film that will stick with me forever. That is Godzilla going to stomp down King Kong on the boat,
Yeah.
and
Fuck, they were good fights, eh?
and the what's it called, the missiles hit Godzilla in the back. The camera flips backward, just
Yeah.
does a 360 backwards and comes back.
Yeah.
Fucked me
Yeah,
up.
man. I'm just like, whoa!
Yeah,
I didn't
and-
expect that, and I just felt, man, but I can actually follow what's happening.
Yeah, like you weren't super confused. You were a little disoriented, but never like you're like, I know where I am still.
You know what it was like? It was like you go on those, is it a Batman ride or something?
Oh yeah.
It was like I was there. If the seats were freaking moving and
Yeah,
shit,
it's like a
I was
roller coaster.
Holy crap, this would have been sick.
Yeah, this movie knew where its strength was going to be in the fights, and it really did everything it could to make it
Yeah.
the strength that it was.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the most simplest way
yeah.
you can rate this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it knew what it was going to be.
That you're right. It knew it, but like I said in my head, this is the best. When I was sort of going in, this is the best version of what this movie could be, and it's done that. And that's done its job.
Yeah.
Really. Like and you're right. It's like the fights. Those fights are a spectacle. It's just all the stuff in between that.
you're just
Yeah.
like, well, let's get to the next part. It's not
Yeah.
horrible.
It's
but
not. It's not like terrible, but it's like it's definitely it's not a strength.
It's the weakest bit.
Yeah.
Maybe because those awesome moments are just so damn good, and you just
It's
cut
the
back
stuff.
down.
The human stuff is just generally
yeah.
not very good.
Yeah.
as well as like most of the stuff that Millie Bobby Brown's in, it's not her fault, but those scenes are played out like a John Turturro, Michael Bay scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it feels like there's, the conspiracy guy that, they have to talk, smack with
did
him.
you see
He
there
was,
was
he was
did
the
you-
best part though.
Did you see some
was
of the
pretty
stuff? Did you see some of the stuff on his wall? The other conspiracies that he had that I thought might be interesting
Oh, no.
for the future of this universe.
No.
There was one of them I read. I can't remember. I tried to make a mental note of them when they're on the wall, but I just remembered one. It had Mothra pregnant with a question mark next to it.
Oh, yeah. No, I did see
so
that.
I was like,
yeah.
well, maybe
Yeah. Get like a baby.
because Mothra was quite a popular.
Yeah.
He's one of the popular monsters from
Yeah.
the
That was from the
Godzilla.
first one, wasn't it?
Well, it was
Second.
it was in
It's in the second movie.
the second movie,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they got the reason why they couldn't do. You might have it in your factoids later.
No, my I might have it in the factoids, but I've got it in my digging deep is.
I got with that stuff.
It's
All right,
different.
I'll leave it. We'll finish this and we'll go straight to digging deep. Sorry. The
Oh,
other.
he said dick and deep.
Wow. The other shot I was going to say that I really like, it's going to stick with me forever, is the best use of a POV GoPro looking thing I've ever seen, where it's Kong's POV and he's grabbed Godzilla by the head and as Godzilla's doing the atomic breath, he's like pulling his head around.
Oh yeah, man.
And you're like,
Yeah.
he's gong, and then gong, and then you're like, wow.
So good.
Which, let's face it, the sound design for like when he does the atomic breath, that like sounds like a gong going off.
So good.
Like fucking cool.
What about when you go to Hollow Earth and he tears apart those flying creatures?
Hits the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
He hits the first one in the ground, and his head goes through a fucking stone.
yeah. Oh, so good.
Like, so ripping. We get the moment that Godzilla blasts straight through the Earth's core in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
he
man.
gets there and he's like,
how powerful is that beam?
Also, another thing, what the fuck is it with like it being perfectly centered under Hong Kong? That was so like, I
Yeah.
guess that's where it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess I think that was kind of a nod
like a
to the
hub.
whole like, you know, birthplace of
those,
Godzilla and like
Yeah,
monster
yeah.
movies. Like that
Is Hong. That's cool. If that's like their go-to.
I feel like that's what it would. I also, did you notice the little King Kong Easter egg in the final fight?
No.
When he's waiting for Godzilla
I
to
saw the
stand
old
back up.
footage today. What's that?
He hung off a tower like he does in the original movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets up and then doesn't he like throw a rock at him or something?
He throws a crane at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
How good was the scene when he was running through the buildings though?
Yeah.
It just makes Kong
Getting
look so
away from
vulnerable. Yeah.
So I was thinking it would be kind of interesting in the future of this franchise if they did do a bit of a retake on the original Kong story where he like becomes enamored with a woman or whatever, like, and you could do something with that. I feel.
Peter
probably
Jackson's
could.
version.
Yeah, the
5 hours.
the 2
Like
hours
5
on the boat
hours.
and the 1 hour on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good movie though.
Oh, yeah,
that
no,
is
yeah.
a good movie. It's just fucked up. It's
just
fucking
too,
long.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's just so depressing.
It's
Like,
a good
that
film.
ending
though.
is so
Oh,
depressing.
yeah.
It's a good.
I'm just not a fan of his filmmaking, man. I don't know what it is. It's just those sweeping shots. I hate them.
Fair
But
enough, man.
it's
Fair enough.
each to
your
their
thing.
own. Each to their own. But there is some cool shots. in it.
Nearly as much as you hate Nolan.
And I like Jack Black, so he gets bonus points. I love Jack Black.
Jack Black is good.
Yeah.
We get Kong taking the CEO's daughter. Good fun. Right in the hand, just
Yeah, that was.
No.
brilliant.
and he does this thing where he crushes her,
Yeah.
and then he shakes his hand like it's
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was
Hot.
that
spicy.
was that girl? Was she in Baby Driver?
She may have been.
Oh.
I can tell you right now, it's right
Jeremy
in front of me.
Hannah's-
Sure is.
Yeah, she was the one that
plays
with John
Darwin.
Hamm. Yeah,
Yeah.
thought that's what I was trying to figure out where I knew her face from. When I was watching it.
I didn't know any. Dan turned to me and goes, "Looks like Jessica Alba."
Yeah, it's just a bit like
does
her.
look
Yeah.
super
Kinda,
close
yeah.
to her. Yeah. We get the Kong death, the defibrillation, which is
Yeah,
feels-
that was a bit dumb. I was like, oh, come on.
Do you know
That's
what
cool,
though? It is
Yeah.
crazy, but it's in keeping with the law of the world because the Titans are powered by nuclear energy.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes
So
sense.
it does make sense.
Yeah.
I do like how everything fits kind of nicely with the
yeah.
film. Like nothing's really, it's over the top, but just enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this works. Perfect.
Just give me more fighting. That's all I want.
And that pretty much wraps it up for everything I had. That's all of the things that I could think of. I mean, we get our little ending, but the ending is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kong going back to Skull Island.
No, he was
He
down
goes,
the
he
Hollow
goes to
Earth.
Hollow Earth, yeah.
Hollow Earth, yeah.
And they found like a way to get there easier or something.
Well, that wasn't even
Didn't
that
even-
hard for him to get there in the first place.
Fair enough. It looked like it didn't. wasn't
Even when they thought it was a myth, they got there without any trouble.
it didn't
basically.
look like it tickled.
No, but they weren't that. And then they were just nonchalantly like, "Oh yeah, let's just follow him." And I'm like, "Wait, you dude, your whole life has been trying to find this fucking place."
Yeah, man, he goes fast. Man, Kong can travel fast, man. Anyway, digging deep with Declan.
Yeah. This one, so there's not a lot of deep lore to jump into
Yeah.
with these characters as much as there is with some of the other things we do.
Well, Godzilla there is, but
Godzilla.
that's for the stories before. There's been like 36 Godzilla movies.
But I
or
figured we
something.
might do another Godzilla movie in the future, so it's like.
probably will.
And I've always said that Mechagodzilla was an extraterrestrial being in the original.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys knew this, because I sure as hell didn't. But this is not the first time these two have fought on screen.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
1962, King Kong versus Godzilla.
Wow.
Back in the day when like the Japanese Godzilla movies were all the thing.
Yeah.
And
Stop motion effect.
yeah, Kong was the victor.
Really?
Actually, no, wasn't he in a monkey suit? Was it? Yeah, I remember.
Maybe.
One of those ones.
Well, most of them were like suits in those early
Yeah.
days.
Looks like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And
Or stop motion later.
Yeah.
so there's big speculation on the future, seeing as Kong won the first Duke, Godzilla won this Duke.
Oh, no.
Will there be a round 3
Yeah.
in the future?
Yeah, good call.
I don't know. I kind of hope not.
Yeah, he hope
No,
not.
I really like the fact I'd rather see them team up and do shit now. Like,
Yeah.
And I know like that's probably never gonna happen as in that way.
Surely at some point they're going to do like what Justice League was trying to build towards, though, and one of them gets mind controlled or something. Surely Godzilla's going to get
Maybe.
mind controlled.
Or
Yeah.
one of
'Cause
the guys.
We're always going to side with Kong, right,
Yeah,
over Godzilla. Like
Well,
you're going to feel more sympathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
for sure.
Yeah.
because he's not allowed to have emotions.
That's
not
what
allowed.
I'm just so interested to see where they take the franchise from now. Do they do the Avengers thing where they go back to just doing a couple of solo movies and then bring them back together again in another sequel
Yeah, I
to
don't
drag it
know.
out? I don't know.
See, no, I'm just about emotions. I can't see emotions on Godzilla because his features are so sharp. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's about it's more
hard to
the
feel
eye, like those
Yeah.
type of things. There's a pretty one moment in this where you feel a bit of emotion for him, and that's when he holds Kong down, screams at him, and that's only because you get this moment of them like, we good, yeah, and they kind of leave each other.
Yeah.
Like that's the one moment.
Well,
where you feel like,
I read that more as Godzilla's
Just
just being
pause.
like, I fucked you up, boy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, did
stay
you?
down, stay down,
that's
bitch.
how I
Like, that's
thought.
how I
well, he
read
screams
it. Yeah,
back.
yeah, because that was Kong being
Kong's-
defiant.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I had this moment where like, we good.
I thought that was him just going, I got ya.
Yeah, that's what I
Stay
thought.
down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's too powerful, man.
Yeah. Okay. all
That's
right.
how I read, but I could be wrong. But that's the way I saw it.
Different strokes, different folks. But moving on, let's grab the axe, charge it up, and do a striking blow to give us some factoids. That's so bad. I'm really trying. I'm really, really having a
We
crack.
might have to go back to me doing
I know. You do your own intros.
Yeah, bring yourself in.
Let's dive into the Hollow Earth and find some factoids.
I've got nothing.
Declan, come on, give us factoids.
All right, here we go. When asked about the height difference between Godzilla and Kong, because in like actual, if you go off the original heights, there's a massive difference.
Can I guess? Godzilla's bigger.
Yeah, he was way bigger though.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what they cleverly did in Kong Skull Island was they said that he's still growing. He was only an adolescent in that
adolescent.
movie, so
Yeah.
they were able to work around that
Easy.
like that.
Yeah.
Because he was super smaller in that movie than.
He was
Yeah.
bigger than what he was in like the Peter Jackson film still
Yes.
though, but like like obviously Godzilla's the size of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah.
But when you think about Kong climbed the
Kong-
Empire State Building
yeah,
and
it's nothing.
is still not anywhere near as tall as it, you know.
Yeah.
So, Gia is a deaf Iwi girl portrayed by Kaylee Hoddle, who is from an all-deaf family.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a young girl. I liked that aspect of it too.
It was
the
nice.
sign language with,
Yeah,
with
it's
Kong.
good.
That was cool.
It
We
shows he's not dumb.
Yeah. We did Sound of Metal review last week.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd like it.
It's good.
When you have time.
Here we go. Here's on the reason the movie is just under 2 hours is Adam Wingard, who the director. He said that if it was to run for 3 hours, it wouldn't be more battles between the two of them. It would just be people talking about how they're going to battle, and why would anyone want to watch that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I do
point.
agree with.
Good point, man.
And I do like that. I do like that it moved quickly, but
Yeah.
I don't even know if it. I wouldn't want it to be longer, but I think it speaks to the shortcomings of when you do this type of movie that you're just going to have a vapid sense of.
Yeah. Because what else are you going to have in between?
No, that's what I'm saying. You're
Yeah.
not, but that just speaks to why you can't do much more. The whole center of these movies that the two big monsters are going to fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's like going to paying tickets for a main event. You don't want to see those shitty little fights.
No.
yeah,
You just want to see the big fight at the end.
The movie goes for an hour and 53 minutes, and it feels like an hour 20 film.
Yeah, man.
And that's, even I think if it was an hour 30, I wouldn't have actually cared too much. I just liked the fighting part of it.
No, I'm not.
Most of Millie Bobby
Yeah.
Brown shit could have been cut, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wanted.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want it to be longer. I liked how quickly
Yeah.
it breezed along and didn't slump at any point or anything.
No, I
like
get
that.
your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So here you go. official heights of the two monsters. Godzilla, 393 feet or 120 meters, which is the same height that he is in the 2019 movie, King of the Monsters. And Kong is 336 feet or 102 meters, which is the largest incarnation of him in history.
I thought it'd be bigger than that. Because you look at skyscrapers, they're way bigger than that.
I don't think so.
But that's
100 meters, that's not far.
That's heaps, man.
That's
you think
heaps.
about a 100-meter
Upwards.
running track upwards. That's massive.
We're not even 2 meters
Go
tall.
stand on a 100-meter running track.
Oh, I want to check this. Interesting fact. I want to see how tall.
So that's obviously the largest incarnation of Kong ever, but it's the largest American incarnation of Godzilla, but only the second largest after the anime version of Godzilla.
So Empire,
Wow, really?
Empire State Building is to the top, 443 meters.
Yeah.
So maybe he is the same size as the original.
Kong?
Yeah.
No.
No, he'd be bigger than
It'd be
that.
way bigger.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, he was.
He's only as big as a spire.
Yeah, spire. That's right. Yeah.
He's heaps smaller in it. Even when he falls and hits the ground later on, you see how small he is compared to him. You're like, oh.
It's just weird because in that movie they were pretty much taller than the buildings from memory. So they're small buildings. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Just nitpicking.
Toho, the company that make the Godzilla films in Japan, have always wanted to make a sequel to the Godzilla versus Kong they made in 63, but it's never been able to get it off. And in the 90s they tried to do it again, but they were prevented due to legal issues with Turner Entertainment, who did the Kong films. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like that's a bit of cock blocking, hey, because now
Yeah. Well, were they waiting for the westernized version? Is that what they were doing? They were just like, you know what? We don't want to sell it to you. We want to sell it to them. There's the money here. I don't know.
Junkie XL had already written music for Godzilla just for fun.
What the hell?
He describes himself as a Godzilla fanatic who owned all the films in Japanese.
Wow.
Pretty cool. Fan.
I will
he's
say
getting
this.
around, eh?
I'll say this. This music was really, really good.
Yeah.
Because he mixed the theme from the original Godzilla film with Kong, and then he also left little moments like, look, the best sound moment, like music moment in the Godzilla movies is the like, oh,
Yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
like that weird like.
Yeah. It's like I know what you mean. Yeah,
Like a choir just going up in sound.
Yeah, it was
it's when
really
they were
good.
like doing the what is it called, the airdrop in the first film
Yeah.
into hell.
that
But
was such a good shot.
they use that again, I noticed, in this movie when Godzilla is coming towards the boats.
Yeah.
You hear it in the background.
Yeah.
I say to you during the movie, I go, how good's the music? Do we all both say
Yeah.
it?
The music was
Both
good.
did. Yeah.
Here you go. This will be the second film featuring King Kong to star Cole Chandler. He previously appeared in King Kong 2005.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wasn't he
That's
in,
Peter Jackson's version.
Yeah.
he was in the Gods one as well, the last one.
Godzilla. I'm talking about
Godzilla.
Kong.
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 Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in
He
that
was in
one.
the Peter. Apparently.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So
He might be one of the boat captains or something like that.
Maybe.
I could see him being
Yeah.
cast as
He's
that.
skipper.
Those the old costumes and shit.
And we'll end on this one.
Yeah.
This is this movie is released 87 years after the first King Kong, 66 after the first Godzilla, 58 after the original Japanese versus King Kong versus Godzilla, 57 after the American re-edit King Kong versus Godzilla, 45 after the King Kong remake in 76, and 16 years after King Kong 2005.
Wow. So many.
What a
so
film
many-
history
yeah.
they have.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
it's been going forever. I was even seeing like one of the writers in this. I think Terry Rossio, the one that we said before.
Yep.
Chris Terrio's the writer.
Chris Terrio, that's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, Terry Rossio, he was one of the writers.
So close.
He was one of the writers on the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, the Roland Emmerich one.
The 97 one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, was that around the Independence Day time?
Yeah, it would have been
yeah.
Roland Emmerich's follow-up to Independence Day.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that movie.
it's not good, But I found it. I got
I
nostalgia.
remember as a kid
I
frothing
loved it.
on it. Do you know? But do you know that design of Godzilla looks so different to what Godzilla's meant to look like, right?
I
But the
like it,
Japanese
though.
audiences fucking hated it,
Yeah.
and then they made a movie where that Godzilla fights their Godzilla.
There, Godzilla wins.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Don't
Wow.
be stupid. It says.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that one there, it has like weird elements of like, you know, Jurassic Park, the first film where the Velociraptors are running around.
Yeah.
Because
like,
of the
fighting
baby
them.
Godzillas.
Yeah, the baby Godzilla. It has
baby
that
Godzillas.
type of thing happen near the end. And I remember very vividly being like, I really liked this as a kid. Cause,
I remember as a kid enjoying it, but then
you look back.
I look back and I think it's probably not
pretty
very
bad.
good
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
rotten
Yeah.
memory. Like,
It's got that big scale thing to it. But yeah, he's still a small Godzilla compared to these.
He's tiny. Super small. I remember that now. He's not big at all.
Nah, his mouth is like as big as a car.
Yeah,
So
they really scaled him down.
let's go to our final thoughts.
Yep.
Declan, you're first up this time.
Yeah. I think probably the best word used for this movie is spectacle, and you come for the fight, don't you? It's like
you want to see Mike Tyson fight?
it's like when there's a big UFC event on, or like a boxing match, like you're there for that title card fight, and if the other fights are good leading up to it, it's a bit of a bonus. For me personally, the stuff in between is not that great. I could do, but I've seen that, especially that first fight on the boat. The last fight's amazing, but the first fight on the boat, seeing them duke it out, that was really cool.
There's a little bit more creativity to it, I think, because you don't have. Well, obviously, he doesn't have an axe. There's not so much like lights and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's on someone else's turf. It's in water.
Yeah.
So you're like, it gave it a little bit of like, sense of like, we care for Kong more. So it gave it that sense of danger.
Yeah, and like I said, like
the ground.
my girlfriend and I both went like, holy shit, when that first punch that Kong throws is epic.
And then me and Dan both were in the cinema going, when he jumps off the boat and the atomic breath shoots up, like, this is a good fucking
That was
shot.
cool, but for me, that first punch was the one that
punch.
really, I was like, I just felt that. I was like, that's...
Because he pulled the camera out, got the whole ship in.
Yeah.
the
But
sunset.
just seeing
Scope.
Kong for a punch like that, it's like when you see, it's like again with boxing, like that, I feel like he really went like when you see a knockout punch, you just sort of holy shit, like it's that had a real impact to it. I think that's it's something that's, sorry to go back to this movie again, but Batman vs Superman didn't live up to the title of its movie. Like this,
Punches,
this is what you needed. You need a big fucking duke out, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Agree with exactly what Declan said. I'll just add on there. Yeah, it's more of an emotion thing for me. The little kid came back out again, just to see the spectacle on the big screen. Like I thought it was great for what it is, and I think it's one of the better monster movies out there. And I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they make more.
Yeah.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Well, this is making lots.
I think
of
it's
money.
banking now. So yeah, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I absolutely loved this film. Like because I just felt like it was good fun and entertainment. Maybe I was looking for that after weeks of like doing, I don't know, a little bit more in-depth movies. And I think Pulp Fiction and stuff like that is entertaining, but it's not really, it's not like big and epic and
It's not
even
fun.
like,
I was actually,
Happy.
because it's been the public holiday weekend and I've had a lot of events on. I was very glad I didn't have to watch a Tarantino movie during the middle of it. My focus just wouldn't have been there. That's all. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, I just think that with also being able, I mean, it's a big factor. I got to play into it. Being able to go to the cinemas was a huge thing. So I can't sit that back. I think when I get the Blu-ray and pop it in and get to watch it at home, then I'll get the real sense of if this movie is as good as I think it is. But at the moment, like, if you want to go watch something, please don't miss this at the cinemas if you like big monster movies.
It's great.
This is the one you want to go watch if you like that type of
Do
thing.
you know something funny though? One of my best mates, he loves big monster movies, right? Like he was one of the people that defended Pacific Rim. He hated this movie.
Who was that? I don't know.
You don't know. He hated it. He goes, it's terrible. He listens to this podcast too, actually.
Pacific Rim is just so cheesy. And I love Pacific Rim.
He goes,
I
and he
reckon
said, you know, and he
Pacific
said,
Rim's
he said none of it
It's
makes. He
crap.
goes, none of this movie makes any sense. And I was like, well, none of Pacific Rim really makes any sense either. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought these
I never got
fights
into
were really
Pacific
well
Rim.
put together. Pacific Rim, I couldn't even remember. I couldn't
bad's
even
it?
remember any of those fights. I
Yeah.
didn't find them that spectacular. They didn't take my breath away like some of this stuff did.
I thoroughly enjoyed Pacific Rim, but for other reasons.
Pacific
Yeah.
Rim reminds me of you when you go into the time zone and you see those heaps good Asian dancers on those dance things.
Yeah,
It just reminds you of that. It's just, I don't know, just guys in mechs. I don't know, it's stupid. Like Declan said, why don't you just make a fucking massive missile?
Well, at this
It'd be
point,
way easier and it costs way less. Don't need manpower.
I mean, we have that problem in this movie as well.
Yeah, but this is it's fun to watch this. The other one is just guys and robots that have no personality.
I mean, I can see that, but I don't know. Each to their own. I have my enjoyment for Pacific Rim in a different way than I do.
And you don't have stupid heroic speeches that
Well,
just
look,
crap.
let's face it. That's probably the worst part of Pacific Rim. Anything where it's like when the humans are talking. Yet again, the problem is the humans.
Yeah.
When the humans are talking in Pacific Rim, and Charlie Hunnam's walking down a hallway like he's got like swagger, like he's doing this weird like my nuts are too big walk.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, I mean, look, you're a cool dude and all, but this is too much.
It's funny because we always say, and it is, but it's the humans are, you know, you can't do good humans in a monster movie. But I would argue that
can.
Skull Island
Yeah, that's great.
did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
So
Brie Larson was in that, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good in
and
that.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
That's her best role.
Would go on to both be in Marvel movies.
People
Well,
they had already been cast.
Oh, also, did we notice that the weirdest thing, Aaron Taylor Johnson and
Yeah, I brought that up back in the day. Yeah,
what's her name? Is in
Elizabeth
Godzilla.
Olsen, yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen's in the first movie as husband and wife.
they've been in other movies.
brother and sister.
I think they've been in another movie together as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
It's super
yeah.
weird. Yeah. It just feels odd now watching it back. Okay, I think we've. My score is an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, and the only reason why it didn't go up is because of the humans. It would have got a 9, honestly, a 9 if they would have cut most of.
Hollow Earth.
Not even that. I like the Hollow Earth
the comedy.
more.
The best-
the
the
Millie
best
Bobby
hu-
Brown stuff.
Yeah, the best human
I would have
part.
cut that, and I would have been like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, the best human part is the little girl with the
Yep.
sign language and her feeling the
Yep.
the pulses or whatever she feels. That's sick.
Yeah, everything else
Human
around it.
connection. It's good.
It's unfortunate because they have really good actors in those other scenes, and they're given didn't find it interesting at all. Boring sneak around bullshit and conspiracy.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the Pacific Rim. There's no heart in those movies.
Like that moment with the water. Did water tap or not? Oh, whatever. Who cares at that point? Really? I'm just saying. All right, let's wrap this up. We just reviewed Godzilla versus Kong. You've been listening to Neon Radio Podcast. I'm Reece.
I'm Dan.
Nuclear energy's gone out of my axe. I'm Declan.
And you have a good week.
Respect.